Welcome to Chapter 6 on the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. So, after we write our breakup note, the Declaration of Independence, the colonies decide to break up with the old government of England and become their own state. So they don't want to be colonies anymore, they want to become states. Now, a state is another word for a country where you have your own government, which means the next step is they have to create their own government. If they don't like England's government, they have to make their own government. So we call that the Articles of Confederation. I know it as kind of the USA version 1.0. These are the rules for our very first government. Now, a confederation is when you have separate states who remain separate, but then they give up a little bit of authority to a central government. So all of these colonies are giving up some power to this confederation government. So everybody gives up something here. But remember that these guys are fighting a war for independence, because the articles were written during the Revolutionary War. So this kind of overlaps with last chapter. If you're fighting a war for independence, you don't want to give up any more independence than you really have to. So this government is going to end up being a very weak national government. So this is the national government. We can also know it as the central government, or we can know it as the federal government. So this is the federal government, the government of the Confederation. It's the central government. It's also known as the national government. Over here, these would be the state governments, just so we're clear on the terms. Now I'm going to use this kind of terminology, the canoe. So now a canoe, when you got everybody in it wanting to go the same direction, everybody can do what they want to do, everyone makes their own choice, but if everybody wants to go in the same direction, then that works out really great. So everyone just goes a lot faster. If you work together, you can go in a much more powerful, focused direction. So that's all well and good when everybody wants to go in the same direction. The problem happens when everybody kind of disagrees. So when everyone wants to go in a different place, you have more conflict. So, little bear there. These guys in the back, they want to go away from the bear. Bear, bad. Death, bad. They don't want to be eaten. But these people, they don't want to go over the waterfall. So they do not want to fall. They want to go away from the waterfall. So because there's so much disagreement, they won't be powerful enough to avoid the waterfall, and they're going to kind of get stuck in one spot, so the bear can just chow down on them. So everyone loses because they can't unite under one person. And if this dude right here was the one in charge, if he was the one who was the leader, the powerful leader, then he could say, look, we're going to sacrifice this guy, he might get eaten by the bear, but we are going to go this way because we're all going to die over the waterfall, but maybe one of us dies from the bear. That's what a leader has the power to do. But the Articles of Confederation government does not have that leader. The first weakness we're going to look at has to do with commerce. Commerce is the same root as the word commercial. When you watch commercials, they want you to buy and sell things. Commerce just means buying and selling. And the colonies, as we looked at before, the colonies were already buying and selling. They had an interdependence. New England needed the South. Mid-Atlantic needed New England. Mid-Atlantic needed the South too. So there's already commerce going on in the colonies. And when they become states, they like to keep it that way. They take care of their own business. They take care of their own commerce. As a result, the national government has nothing to do with commerce, which means they have no power to tax. These colonies did not want the Confederation Congress to have any power of taxes. The problem comes with the Continental Army during the war. They're starving, they're missing supplies, they need medicine, but Congress can only ask, pretty please, and hope that they will give money. But they don't have to pay, they don't have to give up money they don't want to. As a result, the states really don't give up a lot of money to the Continental Congress, which is one of the problems that Washington has, and why he's pretty convinced that this is a weak government. So his first weakness is Congress can't control commerce, can't tax either. Congress can't control commerce, Congress can't control commerce, can't tax either. It's like a tongue twister. And we already looked at this. It's already a weak national government. That's the way they wanted it. They did not want a strong national government. They created, intentionally, a weak national government. Now, the next problem. All these states have their own money. So this one is actually issued by the the Confederation government, but this one is a Georgia. That's their money, one of their dollars. This is the currency of Pennsylvania, and this one is New York's. So every state has their own money, and the problem comes when you think, well, what does how many New York bucks translates to Pennsylvania, and then how many oh wait, that was Georgia, sorry. How many New York bucks translate to Georgia? How much Georgia is Pennsylvania worth? It makes it very hard to do business just in the colonies. But when other countries, France and Spain and England, want to do business with us, it's kind of hard to, because you don't know for sure, well, is Georgia the bad currency? Like, if you guys went home and printed your own money, people might not trust it and think this is actually dependable. The money is actually saying you can get, let's look at the Continental one. They're actually saying on there, you can trade this for the equivalent amount in gold or silver. And you're kind of trusting that these guys have that much gold or silver that they can back up this money with. And if you don't trust that they do, then you won't want it to take their money. Like a lot of governments struggle right now to make their money worth something, to have people think that there's value in it. So there's no common currency in the colonies. There goes the bell. So there's no common currency. The next problem. Each of these states has only one vote. So in Congress, they all have the same power. It's the same. It's equal. Everyone has the same power. But Rhode Island has a population of about 52,000 people. Virginia has a population of around 450,000 people. And according to the math of the articles, that is equal. They have the same power. So that gives a lot of power to these guys, and these guys aren't quite big fans of that. But that's why these end up being pretty weak. It's hard to get things done if everybody has the same power. One vote for each state, regardless of size. And the last one, there is no president and there is no Supreme Court. There is no judicial branch. What that means is there's nobody to actually enforce the laws of Congress, because Congress, or under the articles, they didn't want someone who was like a king. But that means there's also nobody who can judge the laws and say, this is actually a bad law. And America's had a lot of bad laws that the Supreme Court has overruled and overturned. So the executive and judicial branch didn't exist. Now, all these weaknesses mean there's going to be a call to write a new Constitution, and that's when we're going to get into version 2.0, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And we'll look at that next time. Thank you.